Hello, we're going to be looking at how to add in your ultramarathon to a listing of ultramarathons in the United States. And to do that, we're going to be opening up ArcMap and then doing a search of ArcGIS online and getting the map of ultramarathons in the United States from that source. So let's get the ArcMap open and then we'll look at how to go ahead and download that map of the ultramarathons. So I'm going to get out of that, look at ArcGIS Online, and when we get to ArcGIS Online, we'll be taking a look at getting the map of the ultramarathons. We'll be doing the search, and the search is I'm using is geocoding, comma, and then marathons. Hit enter, and here I have the ultramarathon races in the United States. I open that up, and once that gets open, we'll look at how to add to the listing of ultramarathons. So here we are. Now if I take a look at the ultra races by difficulty and open the attribute table, you'll see down here I have 812 listed. Or if I come here all the way down to the bottom, here's object ID number 812. So there's 812 ultramarathons at this point that we can take a look at. But what I'm going to do now is click on the editor and start editing. And I'm going to create a feature. And when you see when I create a feature, I have ultra races by difficulty. And what I'm going to do is when I click on that, I now have the ability to add a point. So I click on that. And you see I now have a point I can add, and I picked adding my ultramarathon I'm going to put in here is in the middle of Nebraska, out in the middle of nowhere. And so now I'm going to go back to the edit tool, look at my open attribute table, and I now see that I have 813. So I've now added one, and you can see all my information for the date, the name, and everything else is null at this point. So what I want to do is open up my attributes, and I can now put in all the information I want to on this, and put in a date of New Year's Eve. You can put any date that you want to, and on this one I'm going to call this the Whoop-de-doo 100. My city is in the middle of nowhere, so I'm just going to call it Nowhere. My state is Nebraska. The distance I'm picking is to be 100. My units are going to be in miles. And now over here, overall DI is overall difficulty. I'm going to pick 10. When I hit enter, you see now picks this up and it says, here's my whoop-de-doo 100. It now has a difficulty of 10. So now I've added this to my database. If I come over here and click on all these, any one that I select, you see my little light blue with the X in the middle of it is picking each and every one. So you're going to be, when you specify yours, is putting in the same type of information over here that you see for all the other items. But now I've added the whoop-de-doo 100 in the middle of Nebraska. And when we take a look at the ultra races by difficulty, I'm going to double click on this, look at the symbology, And you see over here my symbology is all of these by increasing size and by some differing colors. They talk about the difficulty of the ultramarathons. So I'm fine with that. And now if I come down here and look at open my attribute table, when I come down to the bottom, I now have the whoop-de-doo 100 taking place at New Year's Eve in Nebraska. And what I want you to do is go ahead and add this into the database. And once you're done adding that into the database, what you can come over here is do File, Save As. I'm going to put this on my desktop, and I already have one that's already named Ultra Marathon Race United States. I'm just call this one 2. Hit enter, and I save it. And that's what I'd like you to do for the project. That's one of the items you're going to hand in. So at this point, you've seen now when I pick this, I have the ability to go ahead and add in the information on the whoop-de-doo 100, and the rest of the project there'll be another video on it on how to go ahead and lay out the course. So that concludes on how to go ahead and add in on the map here the whoop-de-doo 100, or whatever you're going to call your ultramarathon, onto the marathon races, ultramarathon races of the United States.